Hello and welcome back to day 17 of 100 Days of Code. Today we are going to be integrating MongoDB with the Node/VueJS chat app we created in yesterday's video. In this video we are basically going to be looking at just the simple stuff, the basics. I'm going to show you how to install it and then how we can integrate it into our chat app. If you haven't seen the chat app, I wouldn't say it's crucial to understand what I'm doing, but at the same time I would go and check it out because we're going to be using Node.js and stuff, and you need to know how we set up that file structure. So that is day 16, and it's the Node.js/VueJS chat app we created. And once you've done that, come back over and then continue on with this video. Firstly, we need to install something called Homebrew. So if we go over to Brew, actually Homebrew, so it's called brew.sh. If you head over to this, you'll be greeted with this screen, and all you have to do on Mac is copy this line here and paste it into your terminal. On Windows or Linux, you might want to check this reads to how to do it. This will tell you how to basically install everything. Whew. Sorry about that. Okay, so if we go over to our terminal and we paste that in and we click enter, it's going to ask us, do we want to install? It's going to show us everything that will be installed, Brew, Homebrew, and the rest of this. I am going to click abort because I've already installed this, but if you just hit enter, it will run through system and you shouldn't have any errors. So now once that is done, if you do brew-v, it should bring you your version, which is 2.0.1 for me. For you, it depends when you're watching this video. If you're watching it on the day this goes up, then it should still be the same because I only installed Brew today. So once we've installed Brew, we next have to do brew install, and we're going to say MongoDB. And now this will run through an install to install Mongo for us. And I'll be back when this is done. Okay, and now that it's done, as you can see that's done. It's also asked us if we want to launch MongoDB at the start. So every time you start your computer, we want to run it as a service. I'm going to do that because I find that very useful. It means I don't have to keep starting MongoDB. But if you don't want to run it as a background service, you could just run MongoDB config and then run this command here. And this will run it. You just have to run that every time you want to start MongoDB. I'm just going to paste this in and I'm going to click enter, and that is going to be already started. Use brew services, restart MongoDB. So apparently I already started it, so I'm going to restart it anyway because that's going to be a broken version because I deleted it and I didn't realize it was still running. And there we go. So that's good. So now if we type in Mongo, as you can see, it now works, and I can CLS because it's using like the thing. We can go, that's native code, so that's not going to work. We could go show DBs, and that'll show all our DBs. Actually, I have a chat app one there. It's actually what we're going to name our database because I've already tested this out to make sure everything works, which is good. So that'll work. So we're going to press Control-C to get out of that view, and let's move. So now Mongo is now installed and should be working fine. If you get any errors, just maybe Google them or just leave me a message in the comment because I had an error when it first loaded up, but I think when I first installed this it was fine. When I installed it again it gave me errors, but maybe that's because I already had an install which wasn't correctly uninstalled. So now if we go over to our project folder, so I've created a folder. We now need to clone, well I'm going to clone my last Vue Node chat app. And I'm going to do git clone, and I'm going to paste in the link there. And this is going to, and I'm going to put it into chat app, and this is going to clone that repository into the chat app folder on our thing. So now that is done. I'm using the integrated terminal with VSCode. You could do this in the terminal as well if you make your way to your project folder directory. Actually, we've got chat app now, and everything is back to how it was. We do, however, need to go into, what am I doing? I'm not going to use this one. I'm going to use the integrated one because someone reminded me I can. So for me, that is control and the backtick button. And I'm going to write in here, I'm going to cd into chat app, and I'm going to do npm install. and that's going to install all our dependencies that we had on our last Node server, because in my in this Git repository it was not there. So now I have installed that. So that's all done. That everything looks good there. Everything should be working now. So if we run here npm run def, everything should work. It lists on port 3000. If we then create a new, if we add a new terminal and we write in, if we cd into chat app and then client, so where our Vue is, we can run npm run surf, and this is go. Hello, what is the issue here? Complete log can be found, failed to run script, Vue CLI surfed. Oh, hello, what is the issue there? Do we, oh, okay, in here we have to run npm install 2, because it has got rid of our dependencies in here too. I forgot to mention that as well. So let's let this run. Oh, and once that's done, I'll be back. Okay, now that is all installed, we now should be able to run npm run surf, and that is going to run our CLI. So normally we would do this through the Vue UI, but if you have Vue installed, the Vue CLI installed, you can just run from any Vue directory Vue. Well, what I just ran, npm run surf, and then you can run npm run build to actually build the production build of the file. If we now click on all commands and click that link, we're going to put in our name, mine is Tyler, and it says on line 1, so that is all working fine. If we now hop over into server, and I'm going to close this terminal for now, we don't need those open, everything will still be running, I hope. Yeah, everything's still running fine. We have a few things here. We've got our index and our old way of creating a message and saving messages into just an array on the server side. Oh, pardon me. Oof. Now, if we go into app.vue, we also have everything here, like localhost 3000, etc. Everything running to connect us to our server. So what we want to do next is actually we want to open up our terminal again. And we're going to need another terminal this time. And we are going to cd into chat app, again, clear. And now we're actually going to, if we go back to the third one, we're going to stop that server, because I'd rather do it from here. And we're going to run npm I. So we're going to install Mongoose. So this is a MongoDB like sort of, there's MongoDB driver, so there's the Mongo driver you can install, but I prefer using Mongoose. It's a much better way of writing MongoDB or database, writing a database connection. So if we type in npm I for install and Mongoose, that is going to install it to our, not our client, but our server package.json. So once this is done, it should install it in there. So actually Mongoose is now in our package, and that means we can, if we can now run npm run def down here to start our server again, our node thing, and we can, right underneath here, we can say const mongoose is equal to require mongoose, and that means we've got mongoose. So now we need to connect to mongoose, and to do that we just need to go actually we're going to do this underneath our variables. We're going to do it here. We're going to say mongoose.connect, so it's simple as that, and then we're going to write in, if you use for local development, you've got to put in your MongoDB directory, which this /localhost, and the port is 27017, and then we're going to put our name of our database or our table, or our database inside of our MongoDB server, which is chat. So what we've done here, so we've required Mongoose after installing it as a dependency. We no longer need index because that is going to be gone. Mongoose.connect, and so this is basically what this does is it connects us to a MongoDB database. So normally you would put HTTPS, but to connect to a Surfer, you need to write MongoDB, the IP address, and the port. It normally is 27017, but I'm pretty sure if you run Mongo in the chat in your thing, it tells you right here. So this is the link you want. You could do so 127.0.0.1 is the same as doing localhost. Actually, that is there, and that's literally what we've basically got in our chat here, but just writing localhost instead. And then we're also tagging on the end our actual database name. So remember when I went in here and I said Mongo, and I went show DBs chat app. So that's what we're connecting to, that specific chat app there. If we clear that and exit, we don't need that. And so let's create so in Mongoose you create schemas, and what schemas do is define how the table or the collection, as they're called in Mongoose, how it should be stored in the database basically. And we can say const, and we're going to say chat schema is equal to mongoose.schema, and we set this to a object. We pass through an object as the param, and for our situations, actually our messages index, username, message. We don't need to do index because that will already be passed through. This will be created when you create a new message each time, because this will be our ID. This will be underscore ID to get that. And if we go up here and under schema, we type in username, because that is one thing, and we're going to call that a string. So this is what this type is going to be. You can set it as a string, you can set it as a number, you can set it as loads of different things. The next one is message, which is also a string. And that is all you need for the schema, because that's all our message takes. It's a username and a message. If you was doing one, like if you're planning to make an actual chat app or something, you wouldn't really pass through the username. You'd pass through a user ID, and you'd have a users table inside your chat, or users collection inside your chat with all your data for your user. But for now, a username is just fine, because we're not bothering about this. Just a simple chat room. And if we go const chat model, so a model is how you actually create, like how you save to database. It basically creates a model, like a room, like a collection inside of your chat app. So if we go mongoose chat model is equal to mongoose.model, and then you pass through a name here. So actually we're going to pass through the name of I would call it the table. You're going to like the collection table name, and we're calling it chat, and we're going to say chat. We're going to pass through our chat schema, so our chat schema, and that is going to go in here. And now, so this is, as you can see, this is how you create schemas. You can import and export this into different files. Again, this is so simple, we only need to pull it into one file for now. And now if we write chat model, so what I'm going to explain, so we need to get the messages. So when this loads, the surf loads, we want to set this messages array to all the messages which are inside the chat model. So we're going to go chat model.find, and basically what this looks for some files on the server. You could pass through some conditions. You could say only find the ones where the username is Tyler. But we're not going to do that. We don't want any params. We just want a callback which passes back error or result. And we're going to use an arrow function to do that. So this is our callback. We're going to say if error, throw error. We don't want to do any error handling. We're just going to do that straight. We're just going to throw that out. If you want to do error handling, so if you get an error, you could do proper error handling yourself. For now, we don't need to do that. And then all we're going to do is say messages is equal to result. And without having to do anything else, if we uncomment that, because that's going to cause errors further down the line, but without having to do any of that, it's now, if we go, I think there's already some data in there. So look, as you can see, it's loaded from my database, which I did earlier, all the messages which have been stored in there already. So that is already great. So anything which was already in that database is already stored here. Because again, I did try and start earlier to make sure it worked. And they're all in there, so that is great news. So next up, we need to actually convert, when we create a new message in this message socket.on message, we're going to have to store it now into our database instead of doing it here. So let message is no longer going to be equal to this object. pardon me, it's going to be equal to a new chat model. So we're getting our model up here and we'll set creating a new one, and we're going to basically pass through here. So this will be our object now, and this will say username is equal to socket.username like we had before, and our message is equal to message. And as you can see, I'm not passing through an index this time. Again, we don't need index no more. Index can go. We're going to delete it altogether because index was just a placeholder for when we didn't have an ID. So now when, and again, we're just going to comment that out for a second. We're going to write in here, what are we going to write? We're going to say message. So this, we'll grab my phone, we're going to do save. So this is a Mongoose feature. It's called save. And if we then do a callback in here, and we're going to get error and result again. And what error does, so if we say if error throw error, again, you can handle that however you want. You could check if it's an error, then tell the user it's an error, but for now we're just going to throw it to the console. And then all we're going to say is messages dot push, like we did before. We're going to push this result, because what this result passes back is a, so let's console log it. Let's log result so you can see once that's done. And we're not going to emit anything yet. We're not going to do the emit. We're just going to quickly, so actually we've got these down here, but we're just going to see what this actually, the result comes back as. So if we go back to our server here and we refresh, make sure everything's good. We did need to refresh, to be honest, it was server side. And let's open up our integrated terminal in here. So Tyler has arrived at the party, that's good. And Tyler is going to say, what are we going to say? Hello world, I feel that's appropriate. And knowing when in next we didn't emit back. But if we go in here, this is what it logs. So we get an ID back with our username and our message, which was hello world. And that is saved into our database now. So let's remove that console log. And now we want to do io.emit. And we're going to say message, and we're going to say result. So we're actually going to pass back the result this time instead of this mesh. So let's get rid of these comments, and that is that done. So that will work. So result will work. Although we do need to do some changes on the front end. So everything on the back end is now all up to scratch. Everything is working. The back end is done, the server is done. That is how simple it is. It's so simple to use MongoDB with save to the database. I'm going to go back over it in a minute to explain it a bit further to make sure you understand. But for now, that's it. So we're going to so socket is still connecting to our database. Oh, pardon me, I made a burp. And I think we just need to mess with the. Actually, the only thing we need to change is in components, chat view, and where we've got message.index, this needs to be mesh_id. So this is going to be the messages ID, which we pass through from the database. And that is that done. That is everything we need to do. So now if we go back here and we say, if we refresh, because it's going to pass through the hello world message, so we've got hello world in there now. And if we open up another one as well and we go localhost 8080, and we just call that one anonymous so we can see it happening real time. And can I? No, I can't, don't worry. I'm going to type in here, how is your day? Question mark. I'm going to hit enter. Actually, it goes straight through. If we go over to anonymous, it's come through as well. So everything's working. It says 2 people are online. And if you say, I am robot, I do not understand. That's my robot voice, by the way. I think I nailed it. And actually, it's all good. But now, if we go back to the server, the server is in our integrated terminal. I keep forgetting about that. And we type in rs to restart the whole server. So everything was deleted. And we go back here. If we refresh and go Tyler, everything is still working. So all our meshes were saved, the meshes weren't removed, and Mongo is now working perfectly. So that is literally it. So this is a really short video, guys, but I'm going to go back over the stuff in the server quickly just so you understand. So what we did originally was we integrated Mongoose, which is a I don't know how to put this. Let's type in Mongoose on the web, and oh god, so not the animal. So Mongoose, casting logic, boilerplate is a drag. That's why we wrote Mongoose. Again, you guys can read that there. It's an elegant MongoDB object modeling for Node. So it basically makes it easier to write Mongoose statements, and it keeps it cleaner, so it's more strict, so you don't loop, so you don't start creating a mess of a database. So what we've done is we connected to the MongoDB, our local Mongo database, which we're running in the background as a service when we installed it. We create a new schema, which is basically, it maps out how the collection in the backend should work, which is username, string, message string. That's it. That's all we need for our chat app. It's quite simple. And then we're passing that schema into our chat model, which assigns it with it relates it to the database as in a collection called chat. So you could have another collection if you wanted called not chat, and you could rename this to like not chat model, and you could pass through the same schema. And you can do it so you could save stuff to different things. So you could do like an if statement to check if it was like a name from someone else saying, I don't know what the use would be, but again, that's why you do a model as well. So you can create different collections in the database with how you want. And then we search through the chat model database. So this chat, so in chat app /chat, that's basically what that is. We search for that. We search for everything. We just find everything, and we pass it back in a result. And then we set that equal to our array. And then again, when someone connects, we just pass that array because that's already set now. So everything is done. And then in our socket.onMessage, so when we receive a new message, we create a new message variable again, and we say equal to a new chat model. So we create a new reference to the chat model and pass through an object of what we need. So the username and the message. We then use a Mongoose specific feature called save. Normally you would use insert if it was just normal Mongoose, but save is better. It allows you to it handles errors and stuff, and it's pretty useful. And we just disregard our errors. We could do something better for errors, but for now we're just disregarding it and just throwing it into the console. And then we pass back our result, and then we push our results into the messages, and then we emit our result back to everyone else. And that is it. That is all you need to do. That is as simple as that. You could add in delete, which could be, if you were passing, you could do message dot, or you'd do chat model dot remove, and then you'd use this, and we would put, let's say, ID is equal to 1 or something, I don't know, and then you would then do your callback, and then you would remove something, so you'd pass through your ID and stuff, and that's how you do removing. You could do update or update one or update many, which then will update. Again, it's simple, but we'll do that more in a more advanced tutorial. But for now, this was just a really basic MongoDB integration to our chat app, because I said we were going to add it in, and we did. Again, it was really simple and it works lovely. It's really good. But other than that, thank you for watching. This will be now put up into our repository here, so just it'll be in the description, the link to it, so you can check it out and copy it and try and create your own variations. If you guys styled it up, make this look super pretty, create a proper chat app sort of interface, and then send me a screenshot on Twitter at Tyler_Potts_. That'd be awesome. I'd love to see that. But for now, I do hope you enjoyed, and I look forward to see what you guys come up with, if you guys create anything cool. So now you can integrate with the DB. I hope you learned something new here. Let me know what you want to see from more MongoDB and stuff like that, what sort of apps you want to see. I think next up we're going to do some file system stuff, like saving an image to a database. The secret here is, though, you're not actually saving the image to your database, you're saving it to your server and saving the location of it in your database. Wink, wink. If you want to create that before I do and send me a screenshot or something of you doing that, that'd be awesome. I'd love to see that again, but we'll get onto that. If you want to learn from me, we'll do that. But again, anyway, thank you for watching, guys. It's a short video, but there is 2 uploads today. If you did see the video before, we hit 500 subscribers, so thank you for that. Anyway, let's end this video. Thank you for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, leave a like. It's really appreciated. If you want to see more, hit that subscribe button if you want to learn along with us. And if you want to get news straight away, so you want to know as soon as this video goes up, smack that bell icon in the across from my subscribe button, and get notified as soon as a new video goes live. So thank you guys for watching. this video. I hope you enjoyed, and peace out. Let me know what you want to see in the next video. Bye.